Hello and welcome to PM Personality Profile. My name is Nana Ansakwa IV. And I'm here at Kolebu not because I am sick or I'm going to visit anybody who's sick, but I'm here to tell a story of zero to hero, a classic case of grass to grace. Now here is a gentleman who could not even fend for his children when they were in school. At one time, they had to come home and stay home. But one of his sons managed to slip through the net and is now here at Kolebu training to become a doctor. And his aim is to save people from preventable diseases. The boy from Sukura, now in Kolebu, training to be a doctor. You want to hear his story. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. And as I said in the intro, we get to meet the gentleman I was talking about. That's why I'm here. Because otherwise, why would I be here interview someone who's training to come out as a doctor? There's many of them. But his story is different. And I'm sure you're waiting to hear. Nuru, thank you very much for giving us this time, your busy schedule, for us to come and talk to you and also share and inspire other people, to edge them on.
You're welcome.
Good. But first of all, I'm very proud that, you're a Belle boy. This is a product of Accra Academy, so, we are taking all the glory here. But before Accra Academy, where did you go to school?
Well, I would say I'm a product of many schools.
That's good. Yeah, tell me, I want to hear.
Because I started my nursery or kindergarten from, we used to call it Contemporary School, way back then. Then, unfortunately, I had to stop, travel and then come back to start my primary school in yet another school. Okay. That was Hope in Christ. I started in class 1, and I think I dropped out in the same class 1, somehow. Well, for financial reasons. Wow. Yeah, financial reasons. I started at home and then went to another school, Universal Gospel Preparatory School.
Which area was this?
It's in Shukura.
Okay.
So that was where I started class 2. So that's where I did my primary education. And then I went to Mamprobi Sempe 6. That's a public school, what we call Saito. So that's where I completed my GSS.
What did you do, morning shift or afternoon shift?
Morning, afternoon. So it was such that the primary school would take 2 weeks of morning shifts. And then whilst the GSS was in the afternoon shift. And then after 2 weeks, they swapped. So that was how we did it then.
Oh, I see. So it's the same sort of classroom, but primary will come in the morning.
Then GSS afternoon, like that.
Oh, I see. And obviously you were a brilliant student.
Well,
you must have been brilliant to, end up as a doctor. And then SS in Accra Academy.
Yeah.
Tell me about Accra, because that's my old school. If anything he tells us not true, I can tell him it's not true.
Accra Academy is where I had all my opportunities. I acknowledge what I got from my earlier education, but I think Accra Academy was where I had the exposure. You had people from all the big schools coming to Accra Academy, and one had the opportunity to learn from them. So after GSS, I never chose Accra Academy.
Okay.
Honestly, because from where I was coming, everybody was like, you need to go to a small school. Accra Academy is way beyond your reach.
In terms of financials, yeah?
Financial, they take it as a class thing, if I should put it that way. So I wasn't supposed, if I should put it that way, to attend Accra Academy. But, as fate would have it, I chose another school, as I said. So I started at school and then somehow I stopped. No reason, I just stopped. Then...
It wasn't good enough for you, or...?
A mixture of reasons. It didn't give me what I really wanted. I wanted more challenge, if I should put it that way. But I didn't really get what I wanted in a secondary school, because coming from JSS, I had wanted to, you know, represent my school in all the quizzes that there were, you know, and all that. But a lower school, you didn't get that opportunity. So I decided to stop, and then sparked off a crisis in the family, if I should put it that way. Because the poor family was able to gather some money for my senior secondary school, only for me to stop. So my parents were not happy with me.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So I sat at home for the rest of the period, and then, wow.
So basically, you're rebelling.
Well, positive,
Positive
rebellion, if I should put it that way. So I, after that period, I said I wanted to go back to school, but I mean there was no support financially. So someone suggested that I write a letter to the MD of Space Phone. It was Space Phone, then now MTN. So I got his email address and then wrote him a letter. In the long run, they promised to give me a scholarship because my results from JSS were good. They had told me that there was no way they could admit me into the scholarship scheme because they had already dealt with, you know, the students they were taking on stream that year. But they looked at my results and they were like, no, they had to give me the opportunity. So I went for the interview and then I got the scholarship. There was scholarship but no school because I had stopped one school. I had not chosen any other school. So they asked me where I wanted to go to school, and I said Accra Academy. I don't know why I said Accra Academy. I just said Accra Academy. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't know anyone there. You know, I didn't have any connections. I had not chosen that school. So I just walked into the offices of Accra Academy. Boldly, I just walked alone without anyone. So, you know, I'm a reserved person, so I don't know how I managed to do that. But I went to see the authorities there, and the headmistress then received me like a son. So, I mean, I really owe much to the then headmistress. She's now late, Miss Beatrice Loco. Yeah, she's now late. So she said I should go and bring my parents. Anytime we came with my father, she was not there. So I boldly walked to her house. I went to the headmistress's house, can you imagine? So I went to her house and met her, and calmly she asked me what course I wanted to do. I don't know, you know, people were saying science, can your parents pay? I mean, it's too expensive and all that. But I said science. Lo and behold, my name was on the notice board and I was in Accra Academy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's. So, I mean, when you walked in first, I mean, what is it? Look, I need a vacancy to come to school. What did you tell them?
Well, I think because I had the scholarship, it gave me, you know,
Your leverage.
yeah, some leverage. So I was holding it and I was like, oh, I've got a scholarship from Space Phone. And I want a school. I mean, I want to attend Accra Academy. And because my results were good, I had some hope. So they looked at my results and they were like, go and bring your parents. But anytime I went with my father, there was no one around. So, yeah.
Well, I'm laughing now because even now you're not very big, you know, as a person. So I can imagine the very tiny guy walking in with his letter saying that, no,
I want to attend
want
your
to
school.
school.
You can imagine.
And during Accra, you know, I know you did a lot of quizzes, so you had the chance to represent your school there.
Yeah.
Which was your dream?
It was my dream. So I got the opportunity first to represent Accra Academy in the What Do You Know competition twice. First, I didn't do well at all. But the second time, I was first. So,
good.
yeah.
Oh, so you're not perturbed? Do you still?
Yes, they gave me another opportunity. So, yeah. You know, Accra Academy is a school of opportunities. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So, and then I also got to represent my school in the National Science and Maths quiz. And, you know, for the first time we were third. So, yeah, I was very happy about that. That was my main dream, the National Science and Maths quiz. That's the dream of every science student anyway. So we were third, and then they chose a few of us for the maiden edition of the West African Science and Maths quiz. Mm-hmm. That was between Ghana and Nigeria, and we just licked them. I mean, we gave it to them, yeah.
You must have been proud then.
I really was. I really was.
At that time, did you know you wanted to be a doctor, or you just wanted to do your science and get on with it?
Well, before I decided to do science, I'd wanted to be a footballer, professional footballer. You know, growing up, you didn't have, you know, should I say, role models. I mean, in the area, everyone was playing football. So my dream was to be a professional footballer. As time went on, I started listening to radio, BBC, and I said, no, I want to be a journalist. Then, an unfortunate thing happened. There was this girl in my house who passed away from what I'll call a preventable genetic condition. So I was like, if I were a doctor, could I have helped this family? Then I just we were just playing, and I told my friends that I wanted to be a doctor. They were like, stop joking, my friend. I mean, how can you be do you know any doctor in your family? Have you ever seen a doctor before? But, you know, that was when, you know, that was the first time I wanted to be a doctor. So when I got the opportunity to do science, I just went for it. So throughout my secondary school, being a doctor was the first thing on my mind. So I'm happy to be in the medical school.
Wow. And you have 2 other siblings or 3 other siblings?
3 other siblings.
3 other siblings.
I happen to be the first of the 4.
Okay. So now they have a role model.
They do.
Are they all as, you know, sharp-brained as you?
Well,
No,
you can be sharp-brained, but you still need the hard work.
Mm-hmm. So are they all as hardworking as you?
I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't say so. But, I mean, they are doing their little best. Yeah.
Well, at least they can look up to a doctor while you were looking up to football. But talking about football, so what team do you support?
Locally, I'm a phobian. You know, I suppose. Folk. I mean, that's the best team in the country.
You can't fault it. I tell all the Kotoko supporters what you can't
fault come on, they know it. They know it.
And it's the only team that's produced the head of state, because General Ankara played for Heart of Oak.
Okay.
Yeah, so add that to your statistics. The only team that's produced the head of state.
But as you now know, every Ghanaian youth has a team. You know,
yeah,
the EPL or La Liga.
Of course.
So I support Arsenal Football Club.
I see. I don't have a foreign team, but I have hard support here.
Yeah.
But are you follow football, or you?
I used to play football. As I told you, I wanted to be a professional.
So you're good at it.
Yeah, but because of school.
Yeah.
You know, occasionally we get to play football. Here in the medical school, we have a league. Yeah, can imagine. We call it Med Liga. So.
Do you play in the Med Liga?
I play in the league. Yeah.
What position?
I'm a striker.
I see.
Yeah. My team is called Priapism. You know, that's...
What?
Priapism.
You can tell doctors are playing football.
That's my team's name. So.
Give me, what's the other teams?
We have cheers, adrenaline, you know, medical terms.
More medical terms, yeah.
Cortical, spinal, funny names, yeah.
I'm sorry, you're making me laugh. But I think it's cute, though. I think it's cute.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to find out before we come back, just divert a bit and then come back to your family, is why do doctors write so funny? I mean, has your writing changed?
My writing, I think it's changed. You know, going through medical school.
Is it a code? I mean, because you get a prescription for a doctor.
So. I don't think so. Maybe it's the workload. The interesting thing is that the senior doctors, our consultants, and all that, they write so well. I mean, the residents and house of states who, I don't know, maybe technology, you know, because now you don't need to write a lot, you know, so gradually your handwriting gets poorer and poorer. So,
Are they trained along with the pharmacist? Because always the pharmacist is able to read what's on the prescription. You look at it
no,
and...
but the pharmacist, you know, they learn about all the drugs. You know, we also do some pharmacology. So,
But you have to be able to read to know that he wants, aspirin or he wants paracetamol. But you cannot even read, what is on the paper.
well, the pharmacists are able to read. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll go back to doctors, but let's come back to your mother. Who's she? Who's mom?
Well,
Straight, liberal?
Okay, I would say my mother is this hardworking lady. She's called Zainab. You know, Zainab, and she sells wachi. You know, so
Okay.
yeah, she sells wachi, and that's the business she's been doing for a long time. I mean, it's not changed a bit, but
Feels like eating wachi. And Zainab's wachi. Stay tuned. I'm going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to continue, find out what Daddy does. Well, we know what Daddy does, but how they cope together in the same institution. Stay tuned. Well, hello. Isn't that a beautiful story? And it's even going to get better. But we are sat here in the University of Ghana Medical Student Association food shed. And you know that you're dealing with doctors when you have a mouthful like that. Obviously, Nuru is a member of the association. Nuru, I want to focus on the wachi a bit more before I move on because I'm getting a bit hungry now.
okay.
So what did you guys do? Like have wachi for lunch or have wachi for breakfast, or you got fed up with it?
Well, interestingly, some of my siblings don't really like the wachi.
They don't know what they're missing.
They just don't. You know. So usually it's tea for breakfast. I mean tea and bread. And then for those of us who like wachi, we top up with wachi. So every morning, if I'm in the house every morning, it's wachi.
Wow. And I bet she does the authentic wachi and not the designer wachi.
Well, you can only imagine it for now.
I'll make it a point. And how about that? And I know that works as a porter also in Kolebu.
Yes. Well, there's another interesting thing you don't know about that. Yes. I don't know if he wants me to mention it here.
Give it to me.
Yeah, so he's a hard-working man.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they had fewer opportunities than we are having now. So Dad, to take care of the family, he works at the Kolebu Polyclinic as a hospital orderly. That's how they are referred to. So basically they do unskilled, unspecified work, you know, in the clinic. I mean, anything unspecified they can be asked to do. Pushing, you know, patients around, mopping up the place and all that. Then he doubles as, you know, should I say, a security man. That's his night job. So morning he's at Kolebu, night he's working somewhere else, you know, just to keep the family together. So that's what Dad does. And,
what's your relationship with him like?
well, over the years, since he also works in a hospital setting, we are getting closer and closer. I mean, especially as I grow, you know, we get to share ideas. We meet more often. I now meet him more than I meet my mother. So I think I meet him almost every day. Wow. Almost every day.
So you would talk like over lunch, just talk about something that came.
Well, he happens to buy me lunch every afternoon. So.
Well, as soon as you become a doctor, you have to start paying back.
Yeah, I have to reciprocate.
That's good. That's good. That's good. So what, you be walking in the hospital and you can bump into each other, say hello, and then you just walk past to go and do your thing?
Well,
Or?
the polyclinic is quite away from the main teaching hospital. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
mostly in the teaching hospital.
Okay, okay.
So I go there every afternoon to see him
That's
and to take my lunch. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. Now, how much? Okay, first of all, to become a doctor, what do you need to study? For those watching who also want to be a doctor, I mean, what are the courses they need to study?
Well, I think it starts with your secondary school. You have to do science, with biology. There are people who do, I think, geography, but to do medicine, you have to be a science student, biology option. Then I think you have to get good grades, especially now. Things are getting tougher and tougher. Now, basically, you have to get, at least 6 A's to enter the medical school.
That's me out of the question then. But and we always hear that there's a lot of reading, there's a lot of work. Is it perception or is it the fact that there's a lot of work to do once you enter into medical school?
I think it's facts. It's facts. But then you also get the opportunity to do many other things. So you have to read a lot. You have to read it. The material is voluminous.
Wow.
But somehow you get to, do some other things too. It's all about managing your time.
So I was going to ask, so where do you find time to play football with all, read all this reading and all these books?
Oh, well, I think you just make the time. It's difficult to find time. But usually when it's not close to exam or something, you can get some 30 minutes to play football. But generally, it's hard work. It's hard work. Yeah.
Is it, for you, is it a passion? Because sometimes I feel people are doctors because they are very, very smart. They can read and pass biology, so they are doctors because it's a respected institution. And there are some people that, like you, I get the connection that you have empathy towards somebody who's ill. There are people who, I don't get that connection that he's got any empathy. He's just a brainy child and decided to be a doctor.
Well, that's I think for the minority, but then for most, it's a mixture of reasons. You can't say just because you have passion. Passion has got its limits, if I should put it that way. So it's empathy, it's passion, wanting to help the other person, and then also experience. You can never tell. People go through things and then changes their realities, if I should put it that way. So if personally, because my father works in a hospital setting, sometimes I go there and then, I see the doctors and go like, man, I want to do this thing. Sometimes too, you see patients and the way they are suffering.
Exactly.
Yeah, naturally you want to help.
That's my next question. Aren't you scared of blood and intestines gushing out? And aren't you scared of that?
No matter how scared you are, if you're able to go through medical school, you drop that.
So as part of your training, they show you gory things?
I won't say they show us gory things, but you see gory things. So I remember our first, our first day of medical school, first year, first day, in the medical school, you had to go to what they call the dissecting room, where you had, cadavers.
As in bodies?
Bodies, dead, embalmed bodies, That was, students had to dissect them. So
did
I have a choice? You had to, yeah. It's part of the learning process.
So afterwards, what was your, Or you wouldn't eat meat for 1 week, or you wouldn't sleep for a week? Or...
Oh, come on. I don't understand people who say they don't take meat because they are doctors. They may have other reasons, but I know a lot of doctors who enjoy meat. Yeah.
Maybe I'm doing too personal, because I would have. That's when I resigned being a doctor. That's it. Give me something
Oh,
else to do.
well, I don't think it's, you know, it's real. I mean, it's just a perception that people have.
Again, I see you're very, very religious, and I like it when young people are that religious, because sometimes you don't see it as being religious to be. It's not cool enough. And then you come in an age group where everything has to be cool. But I see you're very religious. How do you mix your coolness and your religion?
Oh, well, I think my religion is cool. So being religious doesn't mean you shouldn't be out there and then exploring. If you are really religious, then you should be someone who is approachable, someone who knows what's happening around you. You can't be religious and not know what's happening around you. How do you talk to other people to also become like you? So I'm religious, yeah, but I also try to do many, many other things. I try to read around, know what's happening, you know. Yeah, basically.
So who's the doctor's girlfriend?
Huh.
I thought I put him on the spot.
Yeah. I won't say I have a girlfriend. You know, I have okay. Growing up, I've met ladies that I've admired. You know, that I would want to have for wives and all that.
Well, at the moment, there are many ladies who want to have you for husbands. So because we are
Oh,
on national TV now.
I'm blushing already.
There are many ladies who want to.
You know, sometimes you look at your situation and then you know what to do and what not to do. I mean, I know that if I'm involved with girls now, I may not be able to keep them, and I don't want to start what I cannot finish. So I'm treading cautiously, but I'm looking around. You know.
Well, ladies, he's looking around. So if anybody is looking around, get in touch with me, and I'll find him for you. I mean, that's a nice potential doctor in the making. Now, what would you want to specialize after medical school? Have you thought of it?
I've thought of it. You know, a lot of things come to mind, but now you didn't want to, you know, close your mind to other alternatives. Well, what I've enjoyed, you know, so far in medical school is orthopedic surgery.
Okay.
Orthopedic surgery. So I think if I get the opportunity, I'll give it a shot.
Broken bones and stuff.
Not well, helping people.
Do gynecology?
Ah,
That's an interesting area.
I'm a guy, but gynecology is no.
I mean,
It's
maybe,
a no for me.
Maybe you've noticed now, but most gynecologists I know are guys. I don't know, is it?
Yeah, most of the big people they are men. I don't know why. You know, the women end up doing pediatrics. You know, so some say the men take care of the women, they give birth, and then
they have to take care of the babies.
Yeah.
It's strange though, because guys would always do that. Now, in your team, I mean, like, do you like maybe sit down and say, well, I'll specialize in cardiology, I'll specialize in neurology, or it's not like a conversation?
Occasionally, you know, we have people we even call. I mean, so you call them, I mean, neurosurgeon, you know.
Okay.
I give people names, you know, because of what they say they want to do. But it's occasional. You know, now the aim is to finish medical school. And then,
I bet, with all the workload.
Yeah.
However, I mean, like, you know, if you look at Ghana in general, you know, we have what, like 2-3 neurosurgeons in the whole country, if that.
Well, Last time I checked, I would say there are less than 10. I mean,
Psychiatrists, there was like 12 or so, about
yeah.
100 dentists. I mean, so coming out of the
So
pool.
there are many Ghanaian specialists, but it interests you to know that most of them are outside. Yeah, there are a lot of, there are more neurosurgeons who are outside and all that. So we have the Ghanaian specialists, but
They're not based
it
here.
still happens that not all of them are in Ghana.
What I was trying to get from you is like your team, because you're like what, about 200 in
Yeah,
your
about
team.
200.
Yeah, like what is the most popular specialty that it's within the team? Just general practitioners or more, maybe cardiologists or what are they?
I don't think anyone wants to be a general practitioner. Yeah. Well,
Which is the popular field that medical students will want to go into?
I don't think there is any popular field. I don't know. I can only talk for myself.
And you want to do orthopedic?
But
And you want to be like an orthopedic surgeon?
yeah,
basically.
that's what I want to do. Other people want to do, they want to be physicians. People want to do neurosurgery, cardiothoracic surgery, and all that. Depends on how many years you still want to spend in school. Yeah.
The producer wants to know if you do workout since you want to do since you want to build your bones. Wants to know.
Maybe when I get there, it requires working out. I think I will have to. But I don't think you need to work out to be an orthopedic surgeon.
So, like, what's your daily routine as a, like your full day's work as a medical student? You wake up in the morning and then.
So, wake up in the morning after taking care of your usual morning stuff, straight to lectures. Mostly our lectures are at 8 a.m. So you go for lectures, and then at about 10 or 10:30, you go to the ward.
Okay.
You go to the ward till maybe 1, 2. You have a break.
Follow a senior doctor.
Yes, we have consultants who teach us. We have patients. As medical students, you are giving patients, to look at how they are progressing and all that. So at about 2, you go on a break, and you are encouraged to go back to the wards and finish up with ward work. So basically, that's what we do.
So go back and see your patients again.
See your patients again. Possibly see other patients. They tell us that, there's nothing like this, my patient, or that's my patient. Because when it comes to exam, they will not see, we are going to give you your patient. So it's in your own interest to try and know other patients. So you finish with your patients, you go to other patients. You take their history, you examine them and all that. Yeah.
Do you enjoy it?
Well, I managed to cope. It's difficult to enjoy.
Stay tuned, we're coming back, and when we come back, the father will join us. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome. Well, we have the best father of the year now joining us in the discussion. It's a father and son thing, as you say. And he's done really well in keeping his family intact. Now he's going to produce a doctor who's going to save nations from preventable diseases. So for that, we say congratulations. And his name is Barima Mohammed. Barima, well done. You've done really well. And your son still says he still comes over for lunch in the afternoons. If you speak up a bit,
He's still a student, so I think I have to feed him.
Isn't it amazing? I think because you're a doctor, because you're training to become a doctor, they just automatically put you in a different light. But in reality, as Daddy says, you're still a student. But how do you manage? Because you do your day job and your night job. So how do you cope?
Yeah, I manage, it's because if you want to achieve something, you have to manage. I manage your time, I work, and after that I rest and then continue.
good investment, a good product, better investment coming out soon. Now, Nuru, you know something, once you've passed out of school, you don't get paid for probably another year or 2 years. How are you going to put body and soul together?
I think it's about 6 months.
It's about 6 months, yeah? Before you start getting paid?
Yes.
So, how are you still, is that your insurance?
I think it would have to help out. Yeah. But, I mean, you also have to try and look around. I mean,
what if they post him to Bollywood boy somewhere? How are you going to help him? If he gets posted out of the system.
I think now everything is simple. So you can post money through MTN.
MTN money transfer.
Yeah, you can transfer money through MTN. Because they are helping us. So
I think also the hospitals have allowances for for workers. So maybe initially you just survive on that one. Yeah.
Now, how is your religion not going to affect your work? Because you're not allowed to shake women, right?
No.
So if there's a sick woman, how do you touch her and make sure she's well?
Well, as I said earlier, it's a flexible religion. I mean, when you have to do something, you just have to do it. It puts saving a life way above and beyond, shaking a woman. So if a woman is dying, you just have to help her. The religion doesn't prevent you from doing that. But shaking a hand is something you don't really, you don't necessarily have to do it. You get it? Well, some say if it's necessary. Some people don't know you don't have to shake hands. So if you can explain to them, fine. But it shouldn't prevent you from saving a woman. Not at all.
How you brought him up to be so religious?
Yeah, I think it's his character, you can brought someone for something, but if he is not having interest in those things, you cannot do anything. But when you try and the person try more, that is the secret. I think he's doing it in his own, not that we put him to that place.
But you took him to the mosque for the
Yeah. We try, but you can try if the person is not interested. But he's doing well. Even he do things that we cannot do it. So many things I cannot. Sometimes he'll be working and then you see a stone on the road, pick the stone and throw it away. Which I haven't done it before. So sometimes I look at him and then he's different.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And he's your first son?
Yes.
Your pride and joy?
Very, very proud.
Now, your other children, are they going to grow up to become like Nurudeen?
Yeah, they are doing their best. They also choose what they like, that they want to be a doctor, They also choose what they want to do. Some of them want to be a footballer, and then the lady too want to be, how do you call it, a sailor. Like what the mother is doing,
Okay. Going to trade.
Yeah, and they do it in a different way. Not that like mother, she know how to read and write, so theirs will be different. Theirs, we have not been to even class 1. But it's God great.
Nuru was mentioning how times were hard to the point where you have to pull him out of school because finances. How hard were things then?
Very hard. Very hard. You have to go to work in the night, in the morning, you go around holding a cutlass, looking for some place to weed and get something. Very hard. Very hard. But we thank God now.
Yeah, definitely thank God. Now, you want to set up like a clinic within Sukura?
If I get the opportunity, that's one project I would want to embark on. I realize that there aren't many health facilities in Shukura. The ones that are there to I mean, I think they are run by people who are not, I mean, they are owned by people who are not doctors. But doctors come and work there and all that. It's like a locum sort of thing. So there is no doctor who is on call 24/7. So I think if I get the opportunity, I would want to set up a health facility there. Since I grew up in that area, you know, I think I better know the health conditions of the people. So I would do a better job than what's currently happening.
How are you inspiring your younger siblings?
Well, first I inspire them by what I try to do. I think that one should be inspiring enough. I also talk to them. I mean, I urge them to work hard, and you know, yeah. So basically, those are the things I do.
How long before you retire?
5 years time.
In 5 years' time.
Yeah.
Well, I think everything is going to be well. Well, by the time he has set up his, by the time he has set up his clinic. So, what would you do? Have you got anything you want to do after retirement, or?
Yeah, after retirement, when I get my place, I think I'll be farming. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any particular crop you want to cultivate?
Vegetables or something.
Okay. Here in Accra or outside of Accra?
Yeah, outside of Accra.
Outside of Accra.
Yeah.
Any particular place you've chosen?
I think I choose Western region. I have a place there. I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Where are you from originally?
Yeah, I'm from Boko.
You're from Boko?
Yeah.
Because I'm wondering why Western region.
Yeah, you know, I have a place there that I plan after retirement. I'll stay there.
Why not?
I have a land.
You go back to
I can go there. I can go there for visit and then. But here will be my house, and then the home will be there. I'll be visiting home and then.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. And how long has your wife been doing the watching?
It's a long, long time. Yeah, it's about 20-something years, 29.
Wow. Wow. That's what you keep coming back to the watch because you need to tell me exactly where. You need to know exactly where it is. So, after medical school, what do you wait for your placement, or you can tell them, look, I just want to go to Chebi, or I want to go to Koko, send me here, or you just wait for your placement?
Well, you wait for your placement. Then also for those who want to stay in Korle Bu, I think there is this balloting system, you know, because many people want to stay in Korle Bu, and they can't take everybody. But for those who choose to go to, let me say, Tamale and all that, I think there is no competition there, so they just choose and then they are given.
Do you get compensated if you leave Accra?
I think there are some allowances that they get when they are outside Accra.
So are you balloting for Korle Bu, or you are hitting the hinterlands?
For now, I think I want to go outside Accra.
Really?
Yeah.
You fed up with Accra? any particular area?
Maybe Tamale Teaching Hospital. Yeah.
You're adventurous. I mean, of course, you walked in for your own admission. Tells us the story about how he walks into the school, and so when he came back and said, "Look, I'm going to go to Accra Academy. Come with me." I mean, what was the joy in the family?
It was joy, but we were thinking that Accra Academy is far ahead of us. We cannot take care of America at Accra Academy, but because of MTN, I think we are very much thankful for MTN. They help us a lot.
And were you a boarder or day student?
I was admitted as a boarder, but I started as a day student. So first year, I was a day student. First year. Second year, I went to the boarding school. Third year, I left boarding school.
Any particular reason why you left third year?
I think I didn't really enjoy it. Besides, my house was, you know, a bit close to the, not too far. I could walk home, you know, so I didn't really enjoy boarding school.
What were your fun moments in school?
Fun moments. I think my first time in the first time I went to Interco. I mean, I was so happy with Interco that I happened to misplace my bag. I went back to school without my bag. So the bag followed me later. It was an interesting moment. I mean, going and then meeting, a customer thing. I mean, boys, when you see a lot of people, I mean, yeah, it's fun. Besides, I mean, Accra was always ruling Accra when it came to sports. So it was an interesting moment.
And as a doctor with your busy schedule, what are your hobbies, and if you find time for them?
I try to play football occasionally, yeah. So I play football. I also like to help people. So I'm in a few, associations. We get to go to the community to help people. We do screening exercises and all that. Then I said that it's work.
Yeah, screening exercises. That's what I need to come and catch you. Now, I'm sure amongst your colleagues or your friends, they might look at you with some good envy and proud of you of what you're saying. I mean, what are some of the things that?
Yeah, some of them say that, but I told them it's God. I look at it, it's beyond me. I cannot describe it. It's God. Because I did not, my father did not take me to even day nursery, And then I got my son in medical school. I don't know what to say. I did not even to write. It's my son who helped me to write. Formerly, when I start the work, I go to bank, and then there's something called churomame. When you go, you have to tell the lady that churomame, and then after she wrote it for you, I have to sign and write my name in capital letters. So one day I went, and the lady told me, "Why do you sign and you cannot write the amount of money you want to take?" I said, "I did not been to school. I did not even be to class 1 I just managed to sign in Arabic." I went to Arabic school. And the lady told me she cannot write for me again. Next time when I come, I should make sure that I write it. So time when I'm coming, I ask him to write the amount that I like. And then sometimes I think and tell him that he should just write me 1,000, 5,000, 6,000. Those days it would take 1 million, something like that. So he wrote those for me, and I learned it. And then I started writing capital letters, and the lady was laughing at me. And then later on, I started writing small letters. So sometimes I think he's my teacher.
So you thought that this is how to do it.
He's my teacher.
Yeah.
Well, Haruna, I just say congratulations and keep up the good work and get more blessings from wherever it came from. And Nurudeen, I mean, well done. Your story is inspiring, and reach out and touch other people, and beautiful, teaching Daddy how to write. Folks, I told you this is going to be one of the inspiring personalities we've had on there, and luckily we even had the Daddy to join us. What can I say? Until I come to you next Friday with a different personality, have a beautiful weekend and have a beautiful week. Thank you.